na frente.
Isso aí que...
Ali a foto ali, os três astronautas ali dentro, tá vendo?
Olha lá. Na verdade esse era um módulo de controle e aqui atrás ficava um outro módulozinho que é o que eles usavam para descer na Lua, parece que era isso.
Tá incluído?
Acho que tá, não vou fazer nada. Pode ser.
Minus 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
Report to good solid rocket booster separation. Okay, you can secure your oxygen, open your risers. We're ready to move on to the docking mechanism if that's alright with you guys. You have a go for docking rigging station. Okay, do one thing. Yeah, capture confirmed. We want to welcome you to your new home.
For flight control room. Figure 1 is the flight control room for the International Space Station flight controllers. We do have another Mission Control Center room down the hall from this one. It's called the White Figure, and it's the flight control room for the Space Shuttle missions. But there's nobody in there this weekend because we're between shuttle missions right now, and they only do their simulations for training in the White Figure during the week. But here you're looking into the back of Figure 1. There's the flight director, got his hands on his head there. There's our Capcom. This console is located right back here, over here on the left-hand screen. This is the front of the room, obviously. Some of the flight controller positions, the map where they're tracking the station as it orbits Earth. We're also getting a live look into Destiny Lab on the International Space Station. And it's right through that hatch right there that the shuttle's docked with the station. It's these three guys currently living on the station, and at any time, any of them could come floating into view there in Destiny Lab. I just think that's amazing that we can look live into the space station. I see it every day and it still blows my mind. This is our American astronaut living on the station right now, Clay Anderson, and these guys are both cosmonauts. A cosmonaut is a Russian astronaut. That's just what they call them. So that's a live look into one of our Mission Control Center rooms. What I want to do now is go ahead and introduce you to the three guys currently living on the station, give you a look at some of what they're doing up there, and then we're going to talk about our next shuttle mission, which is coming right on up here. This Expedition 15 crew is going to see some wonderful changes on the space station. We're going to be retracting the 35-foot-long solar array wings on the Zarya module, and we're doing that to allow clearance for the inner and outer radiator panels on the S1 and P1 trusses. We'll be deploying those later on this year after the Harmony module arrives up at the station. Cosmonaut Fyodor Yurchikhin serves as the Expedition 15 commander. Fyodor is a mechanical engineer with a PhD in economics. He has conducted 2 Russian spacewalks as well as a U.S. station spacewalk since he's been up there on the station. Cosmonaut Oleg Kotov serves as flight engineer and Soyuz commander. Oleg is an MD and a colonel in the Russian Air Force. He joined Fyodor for the 2 Russian spacewalks, and during the U.S. station spacewalk he worked inside, controlling the robotic arm. NASA astronaut Clayton Anderson serves as flight engineer. He has a master's degree in aerospace engineering. He, of course, participated in the U.S. station spacewalk as well as 2 more spacewalks that he conducted with our last shuttle crew, STS-118, up there at the station. During the recent U.S. station spacewalk, we prepared to upgrade the station's power capacity, and we had to remove the now obsolete early ammonia servicer from the P6 truss. And the way we did that, Clay stood on the end of the robotic arm while Oleg maneuvered him up into position. Clay removed it and then threw it out into space, and it's going to burn up coming back through the Earth's atmosphere. Throughout this mission, the crew is conducting a program of scientific experiments. Many of these are aimed at learning how humans function during long periods of weightlessness, and of course what we need to do to keep them healthy in that type of an environment. The International Space Station is about 220 miles above Earth. It orbits Earth once every 90 minutes and is traveling at a speed of 17,500 miles per hour. It has served as a laboratory and training ground for our future missions to the Moon and eventually to Mars, and it will be completed in 2010 when the space shuttles retire. And then after the shuttles retire, we'll be using the next generation of NASA spacecraft, the Ares 1 crew vehicle Orion, to transport crews to and from the station and the Moon. There are 16 nations participating in the ISS program. Currently it is over 50% complete. It weighs 258 tons. It's about the size of an average 3-bedroom home, and it's been constantly manned for almost 7 years, 2,488 days as of today. It's an amazing facility. And of course, we could not have built the International Space Station without the use of a very sophisticated and unique spacecraft, the Space Shuttle. The shuttle is actually a moving van or an 18-wheeler for the space program. Most of the space shuttle is cargo bay, kind of like the trunk of your car. Most people don't realize that. Only the very front part of the shuttle is for the crew. And the shuttle was designed to carry really big stuff into space, like parts of the International Space Station. We have 3 shuttles in the fleet, Discovery, Atlantis, and Endeavour, and there's some things that they just simply cannot do. They cannot go to the Moon, and they cannot go to Mars, but they're very good at what they were designed for. Our space program is taking us back to the Moon, and then we are going to go on to Mars, so of course we have to have new spacecraft to accomplish that. Well, unfortunately, there is not enough money in NASA's budget to continue